I'm just getting everything set over here. I didn't post it, so hopefully people get the notification and then join us. Hopefully it pops up soon on my end over here. I feel like lately it doesn't always pop up right away. I plan on working on cotton cuts month 9. I have released the tutorial next month. I think it's November 6th or November 7th. Whichever one is the first Friday of November. It's the big reveal. So I have a couple months of the cotton cuts that I did the part for the tutorial, but I haven't done the second part. So that's what I'm hoping to work on. There we go. I guess I had to like swipe out completely. Hey Dad. Hi Charlene, how are you? Hi the shawl lady. Thanks for joining in. Charlene, I'm glad you caught me live too. Yeah, so last week was a little bit crazy. We had a double funeral on Tuesday. My great aunt and great uncle passed away on the same day. They'd been married for 72 years, so I was home able to go to their services and stuff. So I'm back on my Tuesday night schedule. But I didn't post it in any of my social media, so hopefully people will see it and hop in. I have my month 9, so this is the Cotton Cuts Flyway. So for the tutorial, I have already did one of each block. So now I'm just gonna do the second block tonight. I think there's like 3 months where I have not done both sets or all sets of the blocks. Hey, no worries. Yeah, it's whatever you sign in with. Like, I think on this one it says So Majestic, but a different one says Amber. Never know whichever email. I go live on this one, but when I'm personally like watching or chatting with people. So I'm just gonna lay out all my pieces. I'm so excited. I feel like we just started this quilt. I can't believe that it's already coming to an end. And I'm super excited because it's fall and I'm here in New York City and like the leaves are all changing. It looks really beautiful. And that was one of the reasons why I picked this quilt or this colorway, because it just reminded me of autumn. Oh, that's so fun, Charlene. Where is the quilt retreat that you're going to? I still have to do, I think it's month 3 for the Under the Sea colorway. I'm not behind. I guess it's behind, but I mean, it's still this month, but I haven't put out the tutorial for it yet. It's my plan for this weekend. And I guess I didn't put my color card. I'm just going to grab that real quick. All right. Because even though it is the last month, or I guess the last one that we are putting together, I still always flip around my orange and yellow fabric, the C and D fabric. So I always keep this with me. I haven't really had that problem yet on the Under the Sea colorway. So, and if anybody's joining in and they're not familiar with what I am talking about, oh, Arnetta, hi Arnetta. I didn't realize that was like your other name. That makes sense though, because you're knitting. You always do the shawls. Oh, that's nice. I love that. So this is from Cotton Cuts, is their Puzzle Mystery Quilt. This is the one from spring, so it's like a 10-month block of the month. So November will be the 10th month, and it reveals the whole quilt. So this is month 9 that I'm finishing up tonight. Aw, thanks. I'm so glad you're joining in. Yeah, so last week I wasn't on, and then like it's been not every Tuesday, sometimes it was Wednesday. I'm hoping to be back to I say this every time and then I feel like something happens and it changes, but I hope to be back onto my regular Tuesday schedule. Oh, that sounds really nice, Charlene. I love the small retreats. You really get to know people on a different level than just like a bigger expo where you're running around and taking all sorts of different classes. All right, so I'm gonna start laying this out. And actually, speaking about the retreats or expos, the one in March hosted by Tay Custom Fabric, she decided to cancel it. So I was supposed to teach. I don't think she had as much interest as she had hoped for. So I told her if she tries to plan another one, I'm still definitely interested, and I know that there is interest in like the New England Northeast areas. So I'm really hoping that she does try again, especially like maybe once the economy is a little bit better or whatnot. It's still also like I really need to like look into places, like a lot of places here in New York City focus on garment sewing, and there are a couple quilt shops like in Westchester, Long Island, but I really need to make some connections because I would love to teach in the local area here in New York, or be able to put on like a mini retreat. That's one of my I don't want to say behind the scenes goals because I'm sharing it, but that's one of my goals that I would love to eventually do. All right, I'm just double checking that I laid these all out correctly. Oh my gosh, yes, I saw all the pictures from Lynn's Handmade. Looks so much fun. It depends on the week she does it in April. Like I would love to go, but it's so hard because it's in like when school's in session, but I really would love to attend one of her retreats. And I've met her a couple times at when it was like So Magical Expo, and she's just so nice. Like actually all the people that she has teaching, like they're just so much fun to be around. Aw, yeah, Amanda's great. I definitely plan on teaching at Socations in Las Vegas again next year. I know it's a hike from the East Coast, but I definitely plan on that, and I'm gonna try to put a lot more effort into seeing like if I could find a place around here, or try to put something together with some of the other Northeast people. Like last year we did a little retreat with Mojo Sews, and I met so many good friends that way. Like we still keep in touch behind the scenes in like a little like a Facebook group for messaging. So I'm like watching my machine. I have not cleaned it in forever. So my aunt gave this machine to me about 5 years ago. It's an older Singer from like the early 80s. It's a Singer 5528. I've never taken it in to be serviced. Instead, I just unscrew where it tells me to and oil it and do everything myself. and I had not cleaned it in a really long time. So earlier today I took the time and took everything apart and cleaned out all the lint and oiled everything. So I'm so happy because it's sewing really nice. The other day I was hemming the dresses that I made for my nieces that I did on a live a couple weeks ago. When I went home to see my family, I brought them home, so I had to hem them. And my thread kept shredding, and I had changed the needle. Like sometimes that happens, like the eye of the needle. So I don't know if it was like something in my machine or if it was the thread itself. So that's kind of what motivated me to take it all apart today and oil it, and so far so good. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm sure it does too. It's been a while since I've taken it apart. I tried to at least, like where the bobbin area is, to clean out the lint and stuff there, but there was way other places where the lint gets stuck that you can't really reach unless you actually take off all the screws. Yeah, so far so good. I'm like, ooh, it hasn't looked this clean in a long time. I want to get one of those little, like, mini vacuums. Like, I know people don't recommend, like, using, like, the canned air because you don't want to blow the lint into your machine. But I think one of the little mini vacuums would work really, really well. So I'll definitely put it in social media, but I'll be on with Cotton Cuts the first week in November. They call it the big reveal, and that's where all the ambassadors get on, and Sheila, who is the designer of the Puzzle Mystery Quilts. And you don't see all the colorways, but you see most of them. And so they have the ambassadors ideally come on live, or we can send in like a little video. I am going to be on live, and I'm so excited to see all the different colorways. I do have the instructions already, and I'm really excited to put this quilt together. It looks so different than the last few Puzzle Mystery quilts, so I really like the design in black and white, so I hope I love it as much in color. Alright, I'm just making sure that I'm pressing these the correct way. Oh yeah, Gail, I love that I can do most of the maintenance on this. Actually, one of the quilt shops that is local to me, when I was doing the shop hop for New York, I was talking to her about it, and she's like, if it's working, she's like, I don't recommend that you even bring it in for maintenance. So that was kind of cool to hear that you know, as long as everything's going fine with it, because it's not computerized, it's all mechanical, and it's all metal parts. So pretty much as long as I'm cleaning it and oiling it correctly, it's working great. I did knock the timing off once, probably a couple years ago now, and I was really worried that I was going to have to bring it somewhere. But I was actually able to YouTube a video. It wasn't my exact machine, it was a different singer, but they showed inside which piece to adjust, and so I was able to adjust that myself. It's such a for me, it's like a nice feeling of accomplishment of like, all right, I can maintain this myself. When I was home for the weekend too, I had bought a piece for the white rotary machine that's pre-World War II that my dad had found. So we were cleaning that up even more, and we put the new wheel on. It's, I don't know what they call it, but it's like this little rubber wheel that actually spins the, like, I don't know what it's called, but basically what makes your needle go up and down. I don't know the correct terms for it. But that was cool just to be able to replace that. I can't wait to actually sew something with it. But it's not quite clean enough yet. It's been covered in dirt and grime for who knows how many years. So I got my little pinwheel. There's more parts that get added on to this. That's what I'm doing right now, but it's kind of fun. It's so bright. Okay, and now I have 2 economy blocks. Again, just making sure that I put the correct fabric where it needs to go. I haven't done much sewing the last few weeks. I've mostly been just doing either what I did on live, but I've been doing a lot of cross stitching. I finished a Halloween like haunted house one that I literally started last year, and I started on a winter like Christmassy scene type house. It's by a woman. Her company is called, I think you pronounce it Satsuma, Satsuma, and all her cross stitches her designs are very, very colorful, and I just love the way they look. So I've been doing a lot of that instead of sewing. How about all of you? Are you guys working on any projects? What I really need to do, and I've been dragging my feet, is make myself a new purse, because all my cork is ripping apart, and I spilled coffee in my purse the other day. I had like an ocean of coffee in my purse. Oh, that's really cool, Gail. Is it in person or was it online that you did it? I think it would be really neat to learn sewing machine maintenance, but from what I've seen, like, especially with the newer machines, it's really costly, or like you have to kind of go through, like if it's Juki or Bernina for, you know, their own techs or whatever. Oh, that's awesome. There is a quilt shop across the Tappan Zee Bridge in Rockland, and they have a Tough It class, and that looks really, really cool. They also do the quilted shoes that have been super popular. And I know I could probably like just get the quilt and the kit and learn it myself, but I think something like that would be a lot more fun in person. They had the shoe class at Sew-cations and at the Sacramento Bag and Sew Expo. So if they're there again, I really want to try to take it. And I'm not 100% sure about the Sacramento Expo. It's in August next year, but I really want to try to make that one work. Oh, Arnetta, that's really nice. I'm sure that she'll love that. Yes, tomorrow I got a text from our teacher union for everybody to wear pink. That's a really nice gift. I don't know if any of you like bag stock designs, but they are having a 25% off sale right now on their patterns. I really like how they're written and enjoy her patterns. Right, so I'm just laying out my last two corners of each of these economy blocks. I really love how they look, but they are a little time consuming to make, and so I'm kind of glad that Under the Sea has not really had too many of them. If I don't know if I've done any of them yet in Under the Sea. I think we've done so much on this one. Hi Yvonne, how are you? Yeah, thanks for everybody hopping on. Like I said, I wasn't sure how many people would join in, so I really appreciate it. I'm still halfway done writing the bag pattern that I've been working on. My goal is to try to get that finished maybe in the next week or so, but I definitely want it like out to testers and stuff to get feedback by the end of the month, beginning of November. And I have another, I want to turn the little tiny bag that I made when I went to MetLife. I actually made it on one of the lives for the concert. I want to turn that into a pattern as well, because I think it's easy enough, like really good for beginners and like a little good skill builder, and also really useful, especially for like the stadiums and arenas. I'm not sure how it is where all of you guys are, but here it's like a clear bag, or it could be like a fabric bag if it's under, I think MetLife was like 6x4 or something like that. It was really small. So most of the ones near me, or like even the other night when we went to Madison Square Garden, I was able to just take in my regular size purse. I don't know if any of you like fandoms or comics, but this past weekend Jason and I went to New York Comic-Con, and it was here Thursday to Sunday, and we went 3 days, and it was so much fun. was really cool. So many people cosplaying, and I love just walking around the floor in Artist Alley. And my favorite part is at I don't I haven't really I think I've only been to a Providence Comic Con, so I don't really know to compare. But here in New York, they have all the book publishers, and I ended up getting each of my nieces 2 free books signed by the different either author or artist for the graphic novels from the Scholastic booth, and a couple free books from I believe it was the Simon and Schuster book or publisher. And then we went to a panel for the oh my gosh, the book, it's what is it, like bookshops, and I don't know, I gotta think of it now, it's on the tip of my tongue. But we went to one of the panels, and basically they gave us the book, the 3rd book, for free. So I'm super excited. I have a whole bunch of new books to read. Yeah, Arnetta, same here. It's very different. It's a kind of a pain that each venue has their own rules or whatever. And even with Comic Con, that was nice. They only like made us put our stuff through metal detectors if it really like flagged anything. It was where they walk through, then they like, I don't know what they use to scan you technically, but that was at the Javits Center. So that was a lot of fun. I feel like it's been such a busy week. I'm happy to have some time tonight to just sit down and sew and chat with all of you. In 2 weekends, the Saturday the 25th is our next Marathon Society sewing marathon on YouTube. It is going to be like Halloween spooky themed. I have not sewed a pattern yet. If you know any spooky ones that you guys like, let me know. I can reach out to the designer and see if I can film them. I've done a Bat Hugo, I've done the wallet by Britalicious, I did a spiderweb one from Hollow Bag Creations. So I'm trying to think of some other ones that fall into the spooky category that I can work on. It's gonna be a busy couple weeks. I've also signed up, and I'm taking a class right now for my teaching. Like New York has different qualifications for like principal and assistant principal, and then like district positions. So if you want to be like a superintendent or a supervisor, and that superintendent one is changing in a couple years. So I signed up to finish. It's like a 6-credit class just to finish that. So I also have that going on. Yeah, I have a lot of like spooky prints, but I'm trying to think of like a bag that has either like a shape or something that is, you know, Halloweeny or spooky of that nature. I could just do a regular pattern with the print though if I really need to. This one has the seams pressed towards the middle, so I feel like it always wants to unfold. I was thinking of making my nieces like a trick-or-treat bag this year, but I probably wouldn't do that as a video because I think I would just make the Tuesday tote, and I've already done a tutorial for that one, so it would just be kind of like for fun. All right, so this is the first block. I'm trying to put it so I can see on both TikTok and on YouTube. I have two different phones, so I think this one's fun. I'm not a huge fan of orange and yellow by themselves together, but I think now with the green added in, it looks really nice. So I can't wait to have it all put together. So Cotton Cut offers two different sizes. There's a large size and a small. I'm sewing the large. So that was considered 9A. And then now I have 9B. So this one shouldn't take too long either, I don't think. Month 9 was kind of a quick month. And for this I have two flying geese, so I'm just going to lay them both out at the same time. I love the Hugo handbag. It's so much fun. I've done the bat one and the dragon one. Demi is a graphic designer as well, and her patterns are just written extremely well, and the detail is incredible. I would recommend that pattern to everybody. That's a good idea about the appliques, because that's the other thing I was thinking, like even if I just did like a basic pouch but like a fun applique on it, because the other thing is when we do our sewing marathons, there's a whole bunch of us that do it on YouTube, and so we limit it to an hour. So whatever bag I showcase, it would have to be made in an hour. And if you're not, I think a lot of you have seen my tutorials, but if you haven't watched like my non-live ones, I show the sewing, but I always time lapse it, so that part, like I can edit it down even if it takes a little bit longer than an actual hour to sew. Nikki's patterns are really well done by Hollow Bag Creations. I'm gonna ask behind the scenes because I think one of the other people filming a tutorial might have done that bag already, but if not, that's a really good suggestion, Charlene. I think for the marathon we have this one in October, and I think December is our next one. I think there's only 2 more left. I think December is like theme is gonna be like quick gifts, I think. I have to double check that one too. I have so many bag patterns that I have bought and I've just have not had the time to make. The other thing is cutting them out. I hate cutting out patterns so much. I usually try to cut out multiple at once, so that way I can just go right to sewing, which is to me the fun part of it all. So I'm totally not excited about having to put our clocks back soon. It's getting dark here so much earlier. And we had like a nor'easter with rain and wind. It's been a dreary like last 4 or 5 days here in New York. I love when I flip around the flying geese because then I don't have to worry about matching up any seams. It's really funny because this fabric are their batiks, and for my Under the Sea puzzle mystery quilt, they're not batik. And I can see why people love batik so much. It's been so much easier to get like more precise like seam allowances and stuff. A lot of times mine will wobble a little bit, but I feel like this has been one of my more accurate quilts where everything lines up again. Oh, that's right. I remembered learning that in about Arizona because when I had gone to Vegas a few years ago and did the Grand Canyon, not the Grand Canyon, the Hoover Dam, some workers there from Arizona were telling us that like for the certain part of the year it was like going back in time or going forward. I'm like that would throw me for a loop, I think. Living on the edge of a time zone or working in a different time zone than where you live. And then this one at least is easy. All 4 corners of this one are just the same. So as long as I have the correct side facing up, I don't have to worry about putting the wrong fabric somewhere. So for these, I always film like a full-length tutorial geared towards beginners because I do feel like the puzzle mystery quilt is great for not only people who have been quilting a long time, but for also beginners. Is actually how I learned to quilt. And so when I'm filming the tutorial, I always do it like without taking shortcuts. But I enjoy sewing it up on the lives because like for right now I'm kind of jumping ahead to the next step, but just to be able to chain stitch it. So it's nice saving myself some time. Oh, that's funny, Charlene. That's right, because even the states that are in like, is Arizona considered Pacific or mountain? I think it's Pacific if I'm not. Cuz like I would imagine all the other states now are moving and you're not. It's funny too, even with just like all the small shops like running sales and stuff, like being mindful of the time zone. Be like, it ends at midnight, but midnight where? I definitely take it for granted living on the East Coast because I think a lot of things, maybe just because of the time zone we're in, but I feel like when things are um, like national events, like sport games and stuff, a lot of it is shown in like Eastern time zone. Mountain time. Okay. I was like, I think it's mountain the way it is lined up, but then I was like, all right, Arizona has a lot of deserts and hot, which is similar to Vegas. So I was questioning myself. I've only actually been out west twice, both times to Las Vegas. This past summer for staycations, and we stayed just in Nevada in the Las Vegas area, and then 6 years ago did Las Vegas again, but did the Grand Canyon and stuff in Arizona. It's one of the reasons why I really like my dream since I was a little girl. Like I used to want to go to San Diego for college. I ended up going to Florida, which is still warm, still nice. But I really want to go to California and drive the Pacific Coast Highway. But I want to see the redwood trees and the sequoias. So I'm really hoping I can make the Sacramento Bag and Sew Expo work. So I can also turn it into a vacation and visit all the stuff in California. I love traveling and seeing new places and doing all the touristy stuff and visiting the landmarks and national parks. Oh, you were born in San Diego. Nice. Yeah, I used to think that, or I wanted to do astronomy. I was really big into that in middle school, and I still love the night sky. Like, I can pick out constellations and stuff like that. But I realized it was a lot more chemistry and physics, where I just am like, I like looking at it. So that kind of changed my trajectory of where I ended up going to school. Oh, one day, Charlene. Yeah, New York City is wild. If you've never been here, where I grew up in Connecticut, it's about 2.5 hours from the city. So growing up, I had gone to the city a few times to see the different museums and the Broadway plays. Um, I never imagined that I would live here though, because it's so big. And it's funny, talking about college, I actually got accepted into Boston University and I went to visit with my family and I was like, oh my god, Boston is so big. Like I grew up in a really, really small town in Connecticut, like rural town. So going to Boston, I was like, there's no campus, like the city's your campus, and I was super overwhelmed. And that's how I ended up going to a smaller school in Florida. But from that experience, it's just funny that I ended up in New York because I had thought as Boston as big and overwhelming at one time. Oh, Fall River, that's not that far from where my parents. Yeah. I love New England. I love living in New York. I love all the different cultures and restaurants and things are open late. I forget when I go home to visit and everything starts to close early at like 10. Washington State, Gail? Would you road trip from Washington State to Mass or DC to Mass? I've never been to Washington, Oregon, anywhere like that. Definitely want to go. I want to do all 50 states. There's something in every state that I want to see. And I love road trips. Oh, Yvonne, when you're here, let me know if you want to meet up. Oh my gosh, that's a long road trip, Gail. I love driving. Like when I went out to Mormino in April, we drove instead of flew. I like just being able to stop and see different things. And a small part of me considered driving out to Vegas for Socations, but that would be like a 3-day trip at minimum. Oh, Yvonne, that's really, really awesome. They're going to remember that for the rest of their lives. I went to a small Catholic school, and for 8th grade, we did a trip to DC for I think it was 3 nights. And it's one of like such a fun memory with friends, and my dad actually came on the trip, so that was really cool. You guys are gonna have a blast. Oh, Gail, that's awesome. Stopping in the different states. See, that's what I would love to do. See, like right now as a teacher, like I have the time during the summer. It's just so costly right now, but I think that would be really cool to like save up money and plan it and do like a huge summer road trip across the country. My seam got flipped around on this one, but honestly, when that happens, I don't even bother. This is probably really bad, but I don't even bother. I just kind of just press it flat and just hope like when it quilts it will all blend in. Mary Lou, you're driving to so whatever. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Jason and I had a really good time driving out. There were some interesting sights to see. We stopped in this town in Illinois. It was like, I gotta look up the name of the town, but its slogan was like big things in a small town, and it had like huge, like a mailbox that you could climb up in, and you looked like this big. It had a bird cage you could sit in. It had all these like a pencil, a ruler, all these like regular things that were gigantic. But everything in town closed at like 6 o'clock, and it was a weekday. And so we didn't get to like go in any of the shops and stuff, but we still drove around and took pictures near all the big things. Oh, That's great, Yvonne. That's nice. You guys are gonna have so fun. Mary Lou, what class is in November that you're going to? That's another one. I would love to go to So Whatever to attend one of the weekend classes. She has so many good ones. And it's so fun, like going in person when we were there for the summit, because you get to shop her warehouse, and it's like I feel like a little kid in the candy store. Oh, nice with Nicole. That will be great. Yeah, Mary Lou, I'll look up the name of the town. It's the middle of Illinois. There's like signs everywhere for it, but I'll tell you, it was fun. There's another town. We didn't drive through it because of the route that we took. But Jess from So Many Creations had posted, I forgot the name of the town, but they had like this giant fudge store, and all the goodies looked so delicious. I really like driving too, because at night after the summit, Jason and I did so much stuff. We drove into St. Louis and we went and saw like a Cardinals game and did the Arch, and there's another national park, Grant's Homestead, and it's right near the Anheuser-Busch. They have like a whole, we didn't do it, so it seemed like it had animals and almost like a zoo or park type thing, but it's near the Clydesdales, and all the Clydesdales were out in the pastures, and it was so cool to see them in person. Oh, yeah, Nicole writes really good patterns. I love sewing with cork. That's why I'm so disappointed. The one purse that I made for myself, I don't know if it's because I had been hoarding the cork for a while. I had imported it myself from Portugal, and I've ordered other cork from the same company, the same manufacturer, and never had a problem. So I think it was might have been like a defective piece of cork. Oh, you went with the project box? Oh my gosh. So at the summit, I bought the thread from Wizardry Stitchery, and I bought the cork from So Many Creations that was in that box. Oh, Arnetta, you went in May? Yeah, see, her warehouse is so fun. Oh, I need to look. I need to try to like make that doable and go to one of the weekends there. Oh, with Brittany. Brittany's such a sweetheart. I love her and her daughter. I hung out with her daughter a lot at the summit. Alright, so that finished up this block. So yay, now I am done with month 9. I think I have 2 other months that I need to sew a couple blocks, but I'm not going to do them tonight. That way, because I feel like it would take probably another hour. They're a little bit more complicated. Yeah, if you could do the So Whatever Summit that she's going to have in 2027, I recommend it. It was a lot of fun. I have so much fun at all the different retreats and conventions. Like, I personally haven't really met any bad people or had a negative experience. I'm pretty like easygoing. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody that we've met, and it's cool because people are just so friendly and so nice. Like, even teaching, people were helping each other and just like offering to share their tools, and I just love being around people who are friendly and like sharing their passion. Oh, thanks. Yeah, see, I'm so excited. This one here, you can see these are the the 6 different. Oh, I guess it doesn't have the dark green. So there's these 5 colors: the yellow, the orange, and then the dark green in this one makes the 6th color. So I'm excited to see it all together. Even though like in autumn the trees don't turn blue, it kind of blends in. It still reminds me of the leaves changing. So I'm really excited. I will post on social media, so if you guys want to tune into the live reveal, I really love cotton cuts. Like I'm an ambassador now for them for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, but I did it on my own before, and they're just a small company that has grown quite large and just really nice behind the scenes and down to earth. They're actually located in St. Louis too. Alright guys, so I'm gonna hop off for the night. As of right now, I plan on being on next Tuesday. There's nothing on the schedule, I don't think, so I should be back on at 8. I really appreciate you guys all watching me and chatting with me. I really look forward to it. Plus it helps me actually get my projects done on time that I would otherwise probably put off. But alright, I hope you guys have a good night and a good week, and hopefully I'll chat with you next week. Bye everyone.